on the plan before I switch to our update. What I liked about it was I assumed you put all the CRs in your business priorities, so that's something we can what we can take over. I would still keep the view from our side to have the team view, because this is otherwise for me not really, I cannot really show you the dependency anymore. Why something is at this point in time or on the other point in time, because it's mainly driven how
Tobias,
yeah.
Because I don't know if that's just me, but I have troubles in hearing you. So I missed the part where you were saying you would keep.
So what I liked, so what I would keep is just showing you on the slide in the sequence, is we have it structured according to the teams on our side working on it, because it gives us the possibility to show where are the dependencies and where are the things tied together. With your plan, I can see, or I can assume the priority, which we can take over, but it doesn't help me anymore to show where is something dependent on the other topic and how it's fitting together.
Okay.
So I would take over then the priority from here into the meeting minutes, and then maybe can go step by step through it.
Okay. So shall I start from here, if you agree? So
maybe just to explain, and then we switch to our plan. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, yes, as you correctly mentioned, we tried to reshuffle the plan by sticking to our business users prioritization analysis that was performed with Nicola, Davide, and the team. So first of all, we stick to the original time plan that you shared with us, putting the invoicing improvements in line, because some of them were already performed, and René told us that the team will continue focusing on those topics. So we have invoice overview enhancement planned for May, together with CR, dunning steps visible, and cancellation of arrears. We also put Kama merged upload of yearly, quarterly, and monthly for firm and interruptible auctions. So you will see that until end of June, we will be focusing more on these invoicing improvements, topics, including also processing of zero invoices. And this should cover us for should be covered, until end of June. Then we put tariff change management starting from July this year, aiming at go live for the 1st of August. The issue here is that what? Sorry? Is there a question?
Yeah, maybe we should switch to our plan, because this is not the time planning we assume at the moment.
Okay, let me first try
maybe
to
finish your thoughts that we keep them. Yeah.
Okay, so the issue here, and here I'm sure this is this comes as a brand new topic for you, because there was a discussion, an internal discussion on tax side on this tariff change management. Basically, the go no go decision for this CR is still pending, because it highly depends on the variations which are to be expected on the tariff side. And based on these variations, tax board of directors will be deciding whether we need the functionality or we do not need the functionality, meaning whether it is worth it to invest on such changes or not. And this will be known as of June 2024. So this bar here is just a hypothesis, but we need to consider that it's still unsure whether we need this or not. But if the decision uh, is yes, let's go for this change, we have a hard deadline for 1st of October. So
Yes, we
that's
know.
why we put this bar in this time frame. Okay. Tobias, if you agree, I will go on with the other.
Yes, let's go through, and then I will show how we have represented it in our planning, because I think it's matching. There are just some details which I can add to that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then we have auction fallback. You see that in this Gantt, we did not perform any distinction between the design phase of the CRs and the implementation phase. Auction fallback indeed is represented as this very long bar here, but we know that we still need to carry on with the design workshops for this functionality. And this could result in a change of this bar display, meaning it could be longer, it could be shorter, depending on the function, on the complexity of the functionality's implementation, which will only be known after the design workshop, which we anyway intend to schedule for the upcoming weeks. Then we have a couple of new TRs, or new transparency reporting CRs, which we, according to the business user prioritization, we put here. And then, similar to auction fallback, we have the reporting API or data platform integration. Here we have hard deadlines. As you probably recall from the past calls, we have other teams, other providers that are working for TAG, external providers. In this case, our XTech team, which is already engaged in the project and which was put in standby already for the first semester. We need because the Prisma's resources were not available to work on the topic in the first semester. So we need to ensure that in the second semester we are able to count on Prisma resources. In your plan, the initial plan that you shared on the 27th of February, this was put here, as you can see, so July, August. The rework that we did was to anticipate this task to June, not because we want you to be ready for the implementation already in June. We understand that this is not feasible on your side and that you will only be available starting from July, but we use June as a contingency period where to fine-tune the design discussions and requirements gathering phase. So we will use June to start from the work we performed with Frederick in the past few months, designing the solution, fine-tune it so that we are able to start in July with the implementation. Just one additional remark on this topic. I forgot to mention that, yes, we have a team on our side, a BIP team, XTech team, that is working on the development, but we also have a Vale who will need to be involved in the implementation phase. Moving on to the next topic, that is the interface to DMS for storage of documents. According to what Frederick Webner told us, it would be beneficial for Prisma to have this topic covered right after the data platform integration. So here there is an exception. This is not a business user's priority criteria that we used to put this functionality in line, but rather a Prisma preference, meaning although this is not that crucial on the business user side to have the integration with the document management system, Prisma asked to have the two topics, data platform integration, DMS integration, close to each other because they are quite similar from a technical point of view.
Yes, and then we have the other change requests which we looked into 2025.
Correct. Yes.
So then maybe it's a perfect time to give you an update where we are with the planning and how this is. I think this is matching. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So I think there is one point which has been flagged by the team in terms of go live of the authorization and refactoring. So they basically said they have seen a dependency towards the auction platform where the release happens end of April, and they need to wait for the release so that it can be released. So there is no more effort in there, but just the release date would then be moved rather to end of April in line with the monolith release from the auction platform. This feature will still be available as planned on test, and we can also already look at it jointly and how it's working, but we cannot roll it out to production at beginning of April. That's one change. I think the other points are matching. So what Karma would do step by step. In light blue, you see the change requests where we don't have the offer signed yet from TAC because we didn't provide yet the offer. So this morning I sent to Philip and Mr. Hofer the price estimate also for the 190 and 139. So with that, there's also the option to accept this until end of April, that we actually can plan it in and also do it accordingly. So that would fit quite well. Then we have in between one topic which we need to do still in the team, and then we would have the reporting API. I also talked with Frederick yesterday. He also was saying you basically, as you said, you have to design a little bit earlier, and you also have to reactivate the existing interfaces at the moment. So there's also the team already working on that on TAC side or on BIP side. So this would not create an issue. And then we would be we still had the DMS integration in parallel. So we need to do that way, possibly to do it in parallel, and then we would have another non-TAC topic for the EU Commission.
Sorry, Tobias, to interrupt. I have two observations with this regard. So with regards to reporting API. By the way, from now on, I think we could move to the naming convention data platform integration, because that's
you're
like
right.
a separate topic. So we could all align on the new naming. So the first observation was related to the time plan. According to the initial time plan that you shared with us, this could start as of beginning of July. In the plan that we see here, this is already shifted backwards to mid of July. What is the reason behind that? Can we stick to the previously shared time plan?
So we have still a company topic which need to come in between for the other shareholders.
Okay, my perplexity here is related to the fact that if every month we shift, we tend to shift the project backwards. As I said, here we don't have any more contingency because the team is already engaged from TAG side. And I mean, this is a separate project that has a budget constraints on it, so we cannot how do you see that? Can we stick to this timeline and freeze it?
I mean, what we give you is a projection. Maybe we are better in the other parts and can start a little bit earlier, but this is our current forecast.
Okay. Do you have any idea on when we could have like a fixed time plan? Because otherwise,
I mean, this is our intended time plan. If you mean that, so we are not trying to shift anything more, and also with authorization refactoring, the major topic which is driving currently is then out of the picture. The change requests which we see for the other changes are, from my point of view, way more controllable in size and change. So we're quite certain on that plan.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so we will try to make some efficiency between June and mid of July, trying to focus on what you said. So the reactivation of previously existing APIs and the fine tuning of the requirements, functional and technical requirements. Maybe if you could represent this part also in the plan so that we all agree about the fact that it's not that in June we will not work on this, it's just that the implementation itself will only start mid of July.
Yes, this is the implementation. It's not meant for the reactivation. I mean, the interfaces you can basically use from now on, as soon as you can process it, because it's there. It's functionality which we just can activate. And in terms of design, we should start earlier with that. So that's pure implementation time.
Okay, so yeah, if you could reflect the fact that we will have capacity on your side in June to work on the mentioned topics, this would help in the like for reporting purposes. We will anyway state that in our PowerPoint presentation with the meeting minutes, but yeah, just for documenting purposes.
Also here, if you compare to the last meeting, we have also dissolved the risk of the super bundle discussion, because we have a solution which we can do in the other team. So this would not impact the Karma timeline at all.
Okay.
Which I would say we have also this uncertainty out of the plan here. Shall I go to the next point? What you mentioned on the regulated tariff, or do you have another one for?
I have a second point on the data platform integration. I mean, it's fine from my point of view if you intend to tackle the two projects, DMS integration, data platform integration, in parallel. Just one precision from my side, DMS integration does not have a priority on the business user side. So if you feel that tackling them in parallel would not affect the timeline for data platform integration, then this is totally fine from our side. If by adding the DMS integration, you feel that we could accumulate delays for the reporting API or data platform integration, then we should separate the two topics and give priority to data platform integration.
Okay, in that case, we would, in the later case, if we would see an impact to reporting API, which you don't want due to priority, then we would basically shift it in towards November if we see that there is an impact. Because there we're also starting to have a rather placeholder for the next topic. And on the new NCCAM, we will have some more clarity during this year, and we only have an expected date when ASA will finalize the new network code, and our assessment is maybe end of December. We have something new, and then we also have enough certainty to actually start implementation on other points. So that's an alternative we can look at. Okay, shall I go to regulated tariff management? So on the point, I mean, we discussed it already in the last meeting, and we also know that TAC doesn't have made a decision, and we maybe also have to revisit that decision. So we now have created a plan which would allow us to have this time of thinking and then still be ready 1st of October. And we still have the topic on the timeline, but reflecting the wish from TAC that we first need to have a decision in June. That's why we put a different topic in between for the 1.5 months to bridge the time until there is a decision, and still block the time on our timeline to be ready for the 1st of October.
Okay. Thanks.
And already having an outlook for afterwards, we have the next topic identified for the team, what we would do there. The downside of that topic is if we have started it, then we basically need to continue it through for the 4 months, meaning that the next change requests on the contract management would start rather in February 2025 and not in January. So if in the course of the next 2 months, 3 months, we see that there is something really urgent, what we need to do, then we could still fit it into October, but we cannot then fit it into the timeline then in between. That's the only limitation, but there we have some flexibility there.
Sorry, Tobias, one question. So from October until mid of November, we would have space for some urgent topics. Is that right? So, for example, if the DMS integration, if we don't manage to tackle it during the integration with data platform, this we could continue in October, November.
So DMS is in the other team, so it's in Karma. So there we only can shift it to November. There we have more. But if we talk about the team working on contract management, so having contract management changes, if there is something small and urgent, we have time to do it in October. So we have that option. But if this option has passed, then we are basically busy until February. That's just the point for that team. So DMS is a different. It's just a different team because there we have something shorter just in between.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We have a question from Nicolas.
Yeah, Nicolas.
Actually, 2 questions regarding Rupert and regulated tariff management. Let's say if the decision would be a no-go because of modification of the scope or whatever, do you think, Tobias, it could be possible to anticipate the block which is currently planned for 2025 and put it instead of the regulated tariff management?
Yes, that's possible.
Okay. Yes. Okay, very good. Thanks. And I believe that in one of the previous versions, we had the regulated tariff management in parallel to the super bundle or the capacity package stuff.
Yeah.
It's no longer displayed here. Is there a reason for this?
Yes, we went back with the team and evaluated, do we implement a change in contract management or in capacity management? And we still came to the point, regardless how we do this financially with the 4 TSOs, which option we do, we would always implement it in the auction service so that we have the allocation data written at this place. And this is a different team. So this would not impact Rupert and Karma. So we had very intense discussion with Frederick and with Jörg, and we all came to the agreement that the systems consume this information. But if we start implementing it inside of the system, we have basically something comparable to the long-term contracts what we imported at the go live of the TAC commercial systems. and which was a huge
Yes.
effort. And we thought this is not beneficial neither for our resource utilization than neither for tax financial position.
Okay, so it's no longer displayed here because it's on another team, but it could still be implemented in parallel.
Yeah, yes. So that's in the other team. I don't know if Roberto changed a bit, exchanged a little bit with you on the outcome of the SAC meeting on Super Bundle. I mean, Moshte will do next week. That there were some
Yes.
tight discussion, but one positive outcome from Thibaut's perspective was also that we as Prisma have the option to use the innovation budget for that. So we could offer for everybody implementing it in general, which would remove all this financial driven aspect, and we can focus on if the market is needing it and where we technically place it at the right point of the platform and not doing some hacks at other places. And also sharing the feedback from GCA for technically it's also better for them if we stick to the allocation option one.
Okay, clear.
But more details
Thank you.
on that next week. This was a sneak preview.
Perfect. Thanks.
Then I think also from the last meeting, we had the two change requests for transparency reporting. We also sent the change request this morning, so it's reconfirmed from the team. It's something small, which we can basically do immediately when you tell us that you want to have it. And then the team can plan it for the respective sprint.
Sorry, Tobias,
yeah.
I didn't get. Did you already share the offer?
Yes, we shared it this morning.
Ah, okay, thanks.
The question would just be, as Philip is on holiday, I think he's also next week on holiday, right?
No, it shouldn't be the case. Yeah, I mean, apart from Monday, which is public holiday, he should be back on Tuesday.
So I don't know if this is it's really short notice, but if we would have a go on Tuesday, we can basically start. But I don't know if this is possible from TAC process. Just as a disclaimer, it's written like that also in the offer document. But if there is a problem with complying with a fast check, we can also start later. But it's not like now it's postponing to the end of the time range. It's just that we then need to look for the next sprint. But we can basically do it right away.
Okay, I'll take note of that so that once he's back, that's the first thing I will check with him.
And the effort was also low from our point of view. Having said this, I was once through the plan. One proposal for Philip. I also have a first glance on the offers for for contract management, but I would like to go into the discussion how we do with the offers, because I made quite good experience of seeing now the offers for the capacity management and for the invoicing done in the Karma team, which were more detailed. And I would like to discuss the estimates with Philip then when I'm back from holiday, so that we also can do there the next step and the offer creations. Having said this, I would switch to status of change requests.
I would still have one question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to be sure that I got you right. if we look at the second, so the Rupert part.
Yeah.
We said that if we have the no-go decision for regulated tariff management, we could anticipate the tickets 202, 203, 204, right? And financial security termination eventually.
Yes, in case of offer acceptance, indeed. Yeah.
Okay. So that was the first question, and the second one is that's the team where we could insert with which we can work in October and November if we have urgent topics. Is that right? Is that the Rupert team?
Yes, I was just flagging this point because otherwise we would start with the next topic, and then if we on short notice discuss something in November, it's harder for us to feed it in, and then we would need to are not capable to do it very quickly. That's just only if we start this block at some point, then we have started. That's the only message I wanted to give.
Okay.
I have a question as well.
Yeah.
Tobias, thank you. Regarding the two transparency CRs. Here in your timeline, do they include the design phase or just the implementation
They
phase?
include the design phase. They are so small, and what I have seen from the team, it's basically already designed with the offer.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There are tiny modifications, so it's not about design, it's about correcting some functionalities, so to say. So it's clear. What might need a bit of time will be testing. It's not a big deal, but we have to check if the test system allows us to
You're
make
right.
the correct moves and then book the capacity to trigger the reporting and so on. So might need 1 week or 10 days, depending on the auction calendar to achieve that.
So that's why we also have whole April in here. So don't expect that it's one. It's not 1 month of implementation effort. Definitely not.
Yeah.
So they will be like one sprint implementation.
Yeah, we will do it within one sprint, but it will also not occupy a whole sprint workload. And then there's still time for testing.
Very well. So if they cannot be performed in April, for example, because we don't have the green light for the commercial approval, then they can move to May or June, right? Without any
then we
problem.
will always discuss with the team to do it within the next upcoming sprint, and then it can be scheduled accordingly.
Yes, on business side, there is no strong deadline. So, of course, as soon as possible is the best. But I mean, we can also miss a sprint if the decision takes a bit of time.
Yeah, we can give this feedback also to Mayam. Might start then a little bit later.
Yeah.
Because I expected you also need some time to look at the offer, obviously, even for formal reasons.
Yeah, obviously there would be a no-brainer, and the cost would be
I hope
limited.
so. I hope so. We have the same assumption.
No, I don't know. You sent the offer this morning, so maybe you could just how much are we speaking about for these two?
I think in sum it's around 10K for both.
Okay. Okay.
Questions to the plan.
Not to the plan. We had on our agenda some open topics, right, Valentina, and then the check on the offer status. So
open topics were maybe it's the offer status.
Do you want to share the the presentation, or I can do that as you wish. Valentina lost the connection probably, so I will share it. The open topics were summarized in the table here. Can you see that already?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Okay, so tariff change management, I guess we already
Yes, we
answered
already.
to this topic. Auction fallback, we need to schedule the session for the design. This will be done at the end of the call. Data platform, we already covered the topic. So we said, yes, we can start as of June with the design and the reactivation of previously existing interfaces. Implementation will be starting from mid of July. Also, these two were covered, I guess.
Yeah.
Financial security termination, reevaluation of current design proposal needed as topic evolved over time. Also for that, we have to schedule a blocker. We'll leave this as a to-do for the end of the call. And super bundle, evaluation of super bundle to be completed by end of March.
Yes, so we are through that. This was the topic discussed with Nicolas. So we have clearance on management side, also with the other clients, and now it goes into the next discussion with the four TSOs.
Okay.
I think there we don't have a specific open point for TAC.
Very good. Okay, so we can move to the next topic, that is the offer status check. So if I got you right, we meaning Philip, has received the offer for comma 22, processing of 0 invoices, comma 31, dunning steps visible, and the 2 TR CRs. Is that right?
Indeed.
Okay, so what would be still required are 32, 33, and 35. Do you have any news on those?
Yeah, these are the ones which we have for February next year. So I can contact Philip on the rough estimates, so that we have first an idea if we follow it or not. And then I think the other one on the termination, we still have the meeting next week.
So you will be sharing the estimates like in an informal way, right?
Yes,
Like not
yes.
okay.
That we have first an exchange.
And this could be done already in these weeks, or do you have any?
So next week I would be off, so we can do it in the second week of April. I will contact Philip.
Okay, so that will be week 15, right?
Yes.
Yes, indeed, it's week 15.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Let me maybe share back the screen. 1 second. So also in the minutes, then you would see this again. Where is the state? So this was the 3 CRs we have been talking about, where the effort estimate is still pending. Then we talked the offer submitted, obviously not yet accepted. Tariff management, I think there we have the offer submitted, but we still have the decision to do. This offer was also submitted, and then we had the question that there's a meeting planned with Jörg to reevaluate the change request. Nicolas, is this already scheduled for next week?
No.
No, actually, I discussed shortly yesterday with Martina. Next week is not the best week.
Okay.
It's a short week because there is one day missing. We also have the invoicing on Tuesday. I'm not available Wednesday and Friday. So if there is no big urgency on
Not
your
on our
side,
not on our side. We can find a different time.
yeah, maybe the week after would be a bit more relaxed.
Tobias, maybe sorry for re-stealing the screen sharing, but we gathered together with Nicolas some slots for tags and our availability, and you can see them here.
Yeah, I can pass them to Jörg. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, because Jörg needs to. Okay, yeah. So
yeah,
this will be done offline, I guess.
Yeah.
For financial security termination and for auction fallback as well.
For auction fallback, we can have the kickoff in the week of 15th. You're jumping already to the next point. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, because no. But if you had any other,
no, I think I was just going through all the change requests. Just to look where we. So for the interfaces, we still would, when we have the effort estimate done, need to pass then for the data platform the change request, not for the existing interfaces that's already there, but for anything which needs to be newly built. And for DMS as well, that's then also something coming as a change request. Super bundle we already discussed. So this is rather pricing aligned amongst the 4 TSO using it and the PRISMA shareholders. And for Anticam, it's still a little bit too early. And the same would then also apply for auction fallback implementation. But there we should have first the kickoff that we align on the new process.
Just one remark on the integration with the data platform. Can we mark this CR as high priority as well, as
yes.
This is indeed the next topic on our agenda? And the second observation also on this CR, here you are expecting the CR form from our side, right?
Yes, our proposal would be that we align on the design, and then maybe we can do it quite quickly. Yeah.
Okay, so CR to be shared after the design in June.
That would be maybe we can do a little bit earlier. That we can already do in May, so that we have at least a rough understanding what it is, and then writing the CR document.
Okay. Okay, so maybe we can take note of those two topics. That is a high priority topic, and that for the CR form, we will wait for May, June, once the design is finished, to share the CR form.
Yes, that we have sufficient time for acceptance. The formal part of the process. Okay. Then I think we are through with the change request. Then we can basically jump to next meetings and appointments. We were jumping to already the meeting with Rupert. Maybe we can share again the screen, because you updated the slides.
Yes. So first of all, we need to discuss the next monthly review meeting, which is planned for, if I'm not wrong, the 25th of April, which is public holiday in Italy. So our proposal would be to move it to the 17th of April from 2 p.m. or on the 30th of April between 9:30 and 10:30, or after 11.
I would have a preference for the 30th because in 2 weeks there will be not a lot of happening, and I think in April we have a better view what's going on. Time-wise, Manuela, from your point of view.
That's perfect. I would change that meeting to be on the 30th then.
Yeah, so 9:30 would work for us.
Okay, Martina, I will not be there because I have a Erste Hilfe Kurs. Ich werde.
First date.
But yeah, we will align beforehand, and you take over with Philippe, or maybe Davide can also take part, and should not be a problem.
Okay. And by the way, Davide should also be, I don't know if Davide, you're already included in our meeting series.
Yes, I asked Manuela. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. For the time, Manuela, do you have any preferences?
I would just set it to 9:30. I mean, that's a pretty decent time.
Okay. Good. Then we have 2 meetings to be set up one for auction fallback, the design session, and the other one for financial security termination. Yeah, my question was, do you need to verify the availability of Jörg for both topics, or how does it work?
No, not for auction fallback, not. We can have a separate appointment. The only 2 days working for me would be 9th or 10th of April and calendar week 15.
Okay. From my point of view, we can already decide now if you agree, because the slots were already cross-checked both with Doug and with us.
You now have the dates here, so let me check. I would actually prefer the 10th. So
10 between 4 and 5, how does it look like?
Yeah, that would work.
Okay, so auction fallback between 4 and 5 p.m. And at this point, I would say if you could cross-check with,
Yes, we will cross-check with Jörg on that.
For the 8th or the 9th.
Yeah.
For the auction fallback, we will be scheduling this. So I will take note of that. While for the monthly review meeting, Manuela, I guess this would be on your side, right? Because the meeting series is anyway yours.
I have adjusted it already, and I have moved it to the 30th of April already.
Okay. Thanks. Good. Okay, from our side, I guess that was it. I don't know if you have any other topics.
I just had one comment to the backup. You also had dedicated slide on Super Bundle and new NCCAM. There on the time plan, you would always need a disclaimer. This is only an estimate on these topics because we're still in very early discussions. And also with the implementation full solution, I don't know where the force line came from. That's something which is still under discussion with all TSOs. So I would at least, if it's just amongst us, it's fine, but abstain from putting this anywhere into a management meeting because it's not aligned with the other shareholders. So this could create bigger issues. And also on the NTCAM, the information is also in the meantime outdated. We are expecting now that Acer is coming up with a date by the end of December, but also this is an anticipated timing. This is nothing what we know for sure, because the comitology procedure on European level, we don't have any influence. So I just with this slide, just be careful that there's a lot of assumptions and information in there which may change.
Okay, thanks for pointing this out. I will put a disclaimer at the end of the slide.
I have an additional point, sorry, regarding the authorization refactoring, so our segregation of duties. You mentioned the fact, if I'm correct, that it will be available in test starting from April the 1st, as it was
I need to check if it's if it's exactly April the 1st, because it's Easter Monday, but in April, yes.
At the beginning of April, let's say. Okay. So this means that TAG can already perform some testing activities?
Yes, and look at the feature. So
the features.
We can align with PO first testing on that, and to see how it looks like.
Tobias, I would have one question related to the workshop on the auction fallback. Whom should be invited on your side?
If you put myself and Manuela first, we will look for the other attendees.
Okay. And Nicola, on our side, I guess you. Who else?
For which one? For the auction fallback?
For auction fallback, yes.
Davide, Alessandra, please.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to invite Philippe as well. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
I put him in optional so that he sees that. Okay, and Tobias, if you could, I forgot to mention, as soon as you have a feedback from Jörg for the financial security termination workshop, please let me know so that I can schedule the meeting. Yeah. And I will include Baginski Roman from TAG side, because he also needs to be involved.
We will do that. So most probably Manuela will come back to you and talk with Jörg next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think my cold went through Microsoft Teams to you, huh?
Yeah.
Because you were coughing as well.
Virtually contagious.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. We will distribute afterwards also the overview like last time, so that you can also cross-check what we discussed.